Jesus, my God.
In today's flip moment, I spent a few hours this morning sitting at my laptop, figuring out a marketing plan for myself, and it's actually just clarifying, I think, what I've been doing all along. But I thought I'd like to share it with other with other artists who may find this valuable. You can use this plan for yourself if you like. It's called the DARE marketing approach. So let me just go through, like I've just been making notes to kind of like formulate this plan. There could be something, you know, some money in the stimulus package or something that maybe if I had a marketing plan, I may be able to, you know, get a grant or something for something. Got to be something in what? How many billion dollars? I don't know. You know, in there for the visual artist. Got to be some way to get some of that cash, right? Well, I could just print it in my basement, you know, because that's basically what they're doing. Just print that money, keep printing it. All right. Well, DARE marketing. Artists, and you like to do a variety of things. Like, it's good to have, if you have a website or you know, you're on YouTube, and to have more than one kind of painting style. It's really important to have conflicting styles or messages in your artwork. For instance, I like to paint pets, you know, pet portraits, because I like animals. I love animals, and I like to paint things that are a little bit more realistic. And then, you know, you have all the crazy stuff, you know, like paintings about communists. That's a marketing conflict, and that's like a challenge to art buyers to see if they can overcome, you know, your inner conflict about, well, should I paint, you know, a dog? Like I have 100 dog paintings, you know, for sale, or like do nothing but paint, like, you know, paintings about, you know, the socialist systems in the world, you know. So, you know, and if you do, so now you've muddied the waters of your brand, and that's, you know, a good thing to set that, you know, put that hurdle in place. But you've also turned off 50% of your audience, because 50% of your audience are going to be socialists, whether they know it or not. They're not going to like identify themselves with being communist or socialist, but I think they're going to feel uncomfortable, you know, and turn away, whether or not they really get what you're trying to say. So that works really well. The next thing you need to do is to create videos for yourself, because, you know, people say, well, you got to create blogs and videos and all this stuff, like this cross-marketing thing to help drive people to your product. Well, I think that's a good idea. So you need to create videos of yourself that are, you know, somewhat like disturbing. There's many ways you can do this. You can just be kind of like a scary individual, like physically kind of like scary, or you can just be like weird, like stuff you say doesn't make any sense, you know, or just do stuff that's just plain silly, you know, that doesn't have anything to do with your art. That's important. You know, that's like muddies your marketing plan to, you know, have post videos that don't really have anything to do with what you're trying to sell. It's a very important thing. If you just scare people, any way you can scare people is a good idea. Also, if you build a website for yourself to feature what you do, I always think it's a good idea to like blend hobbies in with it, like bad songwriting, or say you have like a collection of ceramic elephants. I mean, I'd put that on the website right there next to your, you know, landscape paintings, because I think that helps. Again, it clouds your message. You know, it's like looking through like one of those old pop bottles, you know, like you can't quite see through the other side. You don't know what's going on. Maybe there's a person there or not. You're not really sure what's going on. But really, that's not enough, because people could just think you're amusing at this point rather than being scared of you. And you want them to be scared and or feel really kind of like bad that they're like even wasting any of their time like paying attention to you. And you know, the way to drive the nail into the coffin is to start crying about like your lack of sales or no sales. And of course, when you're not, you know, selling your art, it's just human nature, I think, to start feeling that you're a failure, you know, as an artist, and probably a person too. And you may well should, you know, like wake up and smell the roses. But if you talk about this stuff, then you know people will sense that you're a failure. And why would anybody want to buy a painting from someone who thinks that, you know, their work isn't worth anything? You know, I mean, the point is, you know, with a good marketing plan is you don't pay any attention to that. I mean, you kind of, you may know that your work sucks, but it doesn't matter. You just keep pushing it, and then like people, you know, believe it, I guess. I mean, you see, well, it's like Snugglies, like blankets with arms. I mean, how ridiculous is that? But they've sold millions of them. Do they have a good product? No, it's ridiculous. Well, see, there, I've gone. This is a good point. I've ranted against Snugglies. So anyone who loves their Snuggly, they're not going to buy my art now. You see what I'm saying? I threw down another hurdle. It was just that easy. Let me scroll down here again. Oh, another example I like to use is if you don't exercise or jog or run, if one day you just get up and you go for a run, what did you have to do that? You had to overcome your mind telling you that, like, you're an idiot, this is not a good idea. And if you can overcome that and you actually start running, your body's going to say, you know, you're killing me, you know, you're going to die. But if you finish, like, whatever you run a mile, you're going to feel so good about yourself. You're going to tell everybody about it. Buying art from artists that used a DARE marketing plan, it's exactly the same thing. You overcome all these hurdles I've just laid out for you, and whatever other hurdles, you know, an artist, and we all can think of, we all, you know, can come up with our own list of obstacles and hurdles. If you overcome those, you're going to feel really good about yourself as an art buyer. Even if you get the painting and it's broken, you know, and the artist says, well, I didn't pack it well because it's all part of my process, dickwad. I mean, there you have to overcome, you know, like that broken piece of art, you know, was meant to be that way, and, you know, the artist called you a dickwad. Those are all part of this marketing plan, and you can feel good that you overcame those obstacles. So I would suggest that you buy a piece of my crappy fucking art and feel good about your purchase. Have a nice day. You know, I don't really care, but if you do, it's all right. I mean, what is it to me? Man, I feel like doing another painting about the communists. Yeah, fucking communists.
Yeah, take nothing from it, man, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, dude, that was sweet. Boy, that was sweet. I know, man. It's gone.